I have a wonderful $10,000 grant opportunity that I wanted to share specifically for you. When I found this grant, I knew I had to share it, even though it has a deadline that's right around the corner. After you watch this video, I do recommend that you rush over to the grant application and fill it out as soon as you can, because it's truly a great opportunity to get debt-free funding for your business. And so if you're new to my channel, my name is Darcy. I help everyday people start businesses and get funding. And one of the best ways to fund your business is with grants. You can think about grants kind of like free money in the sense that you don't have to pay the money back, but you do have to fill out an application. And typically you want it to be a strong application that really highlights your mission, your values, and how you plan on serving your community. And so this $10,000 grant is an opportunity for you to grow your business without the burden of getting into debt. And so I don't want that for you or your business. And that's why I speak so highly of grants. And so if you look at my channel, I have over 100 videos spotlighting grants that you can apply for. And I know at least 5 grants on that list you can qualify for. And so that's an additional $20,000 to $50,000 that you can add in additional revenue to your business to truly take it to the next level. And so in this video, I'll walk you through the pre-application steps that you want to do before you apply to this grant. In addition, I'll share with you the key grant details that you need to know, then give you a sneak peek of the grant application. And then lastly, I'll follow that up with common mistakes and example responses so that you know how to give a quality response when you go to fill out this grant application. And so if that sounds good to you, let's hop into the video. And so typically I recommend business owners do 3 steps before they go to apply to a grant. The first step is developing a winning mindset. This really means having the belief that you and your business are worth investing in. And so if you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be very difficult to get the judges to believe in you. And so I want you to quickly run to a mirror and say the following statements. I am powerful. The business I am creating is valuable, and that people need the service or product that I am providing. And so if you say those 3 affirmations to yourself, you are going into the grant application with the confidence that you are worth investing in. And then secondly, I would recommend that business owners set up a legal entity, typically a limited liability company, or an LLC for short. This is one of the easiest legal entities to set up, and it legally separates you from your business. And so if you happen to be in a high-risk business where you have a lot of contact with customers, then you do want extra legal protection, and that's what an LLC provides. But that's not the only benefit of an LLC. You also get added credibility. And so when you go to apply to these grants, they want to know that the business owner is serious about their business. And one of the best ways to show that is by having an official legal entity in place. If you're not sure how to get an LLC, I do recommend that you use Zen Business, as that's the LLC formation company I personally use to form my business. They're very straightforward. You can get your LLC going in less than 10 minutes. I've left a link in the description below so you know exactly where to go. And then for step 3, I would open up a business checking account. It's very important for the grant organization to have a place to send the grant funds. So if you think about it, it's going to look more professional to have your own business bank account than just your personal account. I personally recommend you set up a business checking account with Bluevine, as they are one of the easiest online companies to set up a checking account. Plus they give lines of credit, business credit cards, and have connections with SBA lenders if you're interested in getting a loan. And so I've left more information on Bluevine in the description below. And so now that you have those 3 steps done, you're now ready to hear all the good, juicy details about this $10,000 grant.
And so you're not just getting $10,000 in cash, you're also going to get additional perks like mentorship and live access to coaches. This is going to be a 12-week digital growth accelerator program, complete with expert guidance, peer support, and the opportunity to receive $10,000. And so if you do need any help whatsoever when it comes to applying to a grant, I have a live masterclass every single Monday where I get on a call and we apply to grants together. You are not on this journey alone. I'm here to support you. As business owners, so much of what we do is on our own, but within my community, you are partnering up with other entrepreneurs who are on a similar journey as you. If that sounds of interest to you, I've left more information in the description below. When it comes specifically to this grant, there's going to be 150 spots available. And so that's why if there's no other grant you apply to this week, you want to apply to this grant right here because you have a good chance of winning. And I want you to have the opportunity to level up and truly grow your business. And so with this grant program, you're going to be able to get expert guidance and mentorship, as the classes will be led by a variety of experts within the business industry. You're also going to access a vibrant peer network. You're going to be able to connect with other grant winners. And so when you're around people who win, you're able to grow that much quicker. And so this is all fuel that's going to help you really leverage the $10,000 grant opportunity. What you do need to know is that not all 150 participants will win the $10,000. Only 30 business owners are 1/5 of the grant program participants. I say that to inform you, not to discourage you. At the end of the day, if you just get into the program, it's still well worth it, as the value of the 12-week accelerator is over $1,000. Next, you need to know about the grant sponsor, or the organizations behind this grant program. And so this is a partnership between FedEx, Hello Alice, and the Global Entrepreneurship Network. And so the way that you would access this grant opportunity is by creating an account on Hello Alice and filling out the grant application, which I'll talk more about in a bit. But you do need to know the organizations behind a grant so that you can trust it's legitimate. Now let me break down some of the topics that will be discussed in the 12-week program. And so they want to help you clarify who you're helping, who you're serving, and how you plan to reach them. And so if you have any questions about your audience, this would be a great program to help you get that additional clarity. They're also going to teach you about marketing and sales, which is the hardest part behind any business. And so if you need help in that area, this program is an amazing opportunity. And lastly, they're going to walk you through how to improve the financial health of your business, how to budget, and how to have enough money to pay your employees. And so if those 3 topics sound of interest, you're going to want to apply to be a part of this program. And then we have the application timeline, or the key dates that you want to know in order to apply to this grant. And so the grant is currently open right now until November 21st. So you're going to want to apply right after you finish this video. And so the 12-week accelerator program will start right at the beginning of January in order to give your business a head start at the beginning of the year. And so in order to qualify for this grant, you do need to be a for-profit business located and registered in the US, DC, or Puerto Rico. In addition, this is specifically for small business owners, as you need to have a maximum of 25 employees within your company. Then you must have generated less than $1 million in annual revenue in 2024. In addition, you must demonstrate a commitment to your community and a willingness to participate in the 12-week accelerator program starting in January. And then when it comes to the officer or the business owner requirements, you do need to be a leading executive, founder, CEO, CFO, COO on behalf of your company. You do need to be a legal resident in the US, over the age of 18, and have not participated in a previous Hello Alice Boost Camp within the last 12 months. And so if you meet these eligibility requirements, I highly recommend that you apply to this grant. And so now that you know the details about this grant, let me hop over into some common mistakes so that you don't do these when you go to fill out your grant application. So here's a sneak peek at the grant application. It's going to first tell you some details about the FedEx Entrepreneurship Fund and Boost Camp program. And then it's going to ask us 2 questions to see if we're the ideal candidate. I would first say, yes, I'm willing to commit to the full duration of the Boost Camp. And then secondly, I would say that I'm available 6 to 10 hours. I would for sure not say 0 hours, because that's going to immediately disqualify me. 1 to 5 hours is pushing it. It shows you have time, but not much. And so I think this 6 to 10 hours in availability is a really strong selection. Moving on, it wants to know more about you. And so it asks for your first and last name, as well as the best phone number to reach you. Further on, it talks about what is your past of business ownership, as well as what kind of business related activities have you participated in. And you can select which ones fit your business. They don't want you to have participated in a Hello Alice Boost Camp previously. So you don't want to select this one, as that will disqualify you. Then it's going to ask, tell us more about your business. What's the name of your business website, as well as your social media handles. If you don't have a social media presence, I would recommend that you do get started, as these accounts are completely free to set up. And so it's going to ask you some more questions about you as well as your business before it gets into the short response. And so some of the questions it has is, please elaborate on your biggest obstacle or challenge in 2 sentences or less. In this case, it's telling you exactly how many sentences they want you to use. Make sure you don't use 3 3 sentences, 5 sentences, anything over 2 sentences. Next, they're asking you, tell us about you and your entrepreneurship journey. What motivated you to start your company? Why did you want to become an entrepreneur? What professional or lived experience or expertise do you have in the area your company operates in? Max 300 words. For this specific response, you have a lot more room to write. And so it's very important to not just answer the question, but to look at the word or sentence maximum. And so once you complete the application and you're sure everything looks good, then you can hit the submit button, which is located at the top right hand of your screen. And so what I would recommend is that you respond to each of these questions in a Word document first before you carry it over to the grant application, so that you can run a spelling and grammar check, as well as correct any mistakes you see before you get to this final stage. The top 3 grant mistakes that you don't want to make is having a misaligned mission. It's very important as you read through the grant application that you align your values with that of the grant sponsor, because they want to see that by giving you the grant, you're going to further their mission. The second mistake I see is lack of measurable impact. You want to use SMART outcomes, which means that within your application, you want to be specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time bound. And so when the grant asks you, how do you plan on using the grant funds? You want to break down in detail exactly how you plan on spending the $10,000. And then lastly, an incomplete or vague application. This is where you write 1 or 2 sentences to answer a question instead of using 5 or 10 sentences. And so generally speaking, the application will give you a word count. You want to make sure that you use up to, but not over, the amount of words you have to clearly communicate your business ideas and how it adds value to the community. Now I want to give you a quick example of what a bad, okay, and good response looks like when the grant judges are reviewing your application. And so with that standard question, what is your business idea? A bad response would be, my idea is to start a business that helps people. I'm still figuring out the details, but I just need funding to get started. The problem with this response is that it's too vague. There's no clear target market, and it demonstrates a lack of preparation. Then an okay response is, I want to start a small cleaning business that offers residential cleaning services. I'll market to busy families and people who don't have time to clean. And so it's an average response because it lacks differentiation and market depth. You want to be clear on who you help. And so an even better response is, I'm launching Brightness Cleaning, a residential cleaning service for dual income families in the DC area. We specialize in affordable, eco-friendly cleanings using non-toxic products with flexible evening and weekend scheduling. And so the reason why it works is because there's a specific location, clear value proposition, and a defined target audience, which provides a unique angle that the grant judges can get behind. And so if you're interested in seeing good, okay, and bad responses to the other 2 most commonly asked questions, you can join my free community, which will be linked in the description below.
Let me know if you have any questions at all, and make sure to check out this video right here for a step-by-step walkthrough on how to use AI to apply to grants.